Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Batman Prey. Take a look at this cover right here. Now, Batman Prey is part of the Legend of the Dark Knight series. Thus, it takes place during Batman's first year. And just as the title says, Batman is the prey in this book. He's being attacked from all angles by none other than Dr. Hugo Strange. Now, Dr. Hugo Strange has this sick obsession with Batman, like stalker kind of obsession. He's obsessed with Batman physically, mentally, personality-wise. He's just plain obsessed with him. He's willing to go to the limits to take Batman down. Not because he hates Batman, but because he actually just wants to study Batman and he's fascinated by Batman. It is quite a sick obsession. And Hugo Strange goes to no ends to make sure Batman gets taken down. He attacks him psychologically and personally. First by making the mayor hate Batman. And by doing so, the mayor forces the police to hate Batman. And by doing this, it causes a wedge between Jim Gordon's and Batman's relationship. It doesn't make Jim Gordon Batman's enemy. Jim Gordon doesn't like what's happening right now. But he's forced to follow the rules and go by his job. So Batman at this point has no allies. In addition to that, Hugo Strange goes so far as to have media attention be put on Batman about how messed up and strange he is and how stupid. It's like a sick Jerry Springer episode. In addition to that, Hugo Strange is obsessed with finding out who Batman really is. And he is really good at deducting things. He finds out that there was something tragic that caused Batman to become like this, a murder, whether if it's family or friends. When it happened, Hugo Strange is pulling out all the stops to figure out who Batman really is. And lastly, if attacking him psychologically, mentally, and personally wasn't enough, Hugo Strange also joins leagues with the Night Scourge, which is another vigilante out there. But this vigilante has no problem with killing. So Batman now also has to deal with the Night Scourge. So as you can see, Batman is just royally fucked. I mean, he is screwed from every angle in his life. And he has to deal with all this shit. And he's just breaking down. Quite literally, breaking down. He's tired. He's getting attacked psychologically, physically. And he has no allies in this battle. It makes him question his mission and his part as being Batman. And that's about all I want to reveal about the story, because if I get too much into it, it's going to ruin the story for you. So, on to the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. First good I want to state is this has some fantastic fight scenes. Great martial arts fight scenes, and the classy martial arts fight scenes. I should know I'm a martial artist. Some of these fight scenes actually look like real martial arts. Not like those comic book martial arts that, we've been having of recent years, which is just really unrealistic fighting. This is nice, classy, clean and crisp, and some of the moves are actually recognizably martial arts moves. So there are some fantastic fight scenes, and at least 3 good fight scenes in this. So you are not denied action. This does have action in it. It does. In addition to that, the story is quite fun. I mean, Hugo Strange is Batman's oldest villain. He's the first reoccurring villain in the Golden Age. Before Joker, before Catwoman, before anyone. And Hugo Strange is unique in all the villains because he always attacks Batman from indirect positions. I mean, he doesn't go up and he just beats the shit out of Batman. No. He attacks Batman from different angles. And he always does. This is his Hugo Strange M.O. He's not my favorite Batman villain, but there's always some place in my heart for him because he does things differently than everyone else. But the story is very well thought out. It's a unique approach on how to attack Batman. And just overall, the story is very well written. And the art is debatable because at some points the art is really good, but at other points it's just bad. It's more good than bad. So it definitely, I guess, would be a good thing. At some points, Batman looks just awesome, and he looks badass, and it really captures the younger essence of Batman, the younger Batman. At another point, it just looks weird. But on the whole, the art is good. Bad. There's very little bad I could think about this story. It's a pretty solid story. The only bad I could say is continuity. Now this doesn't have necessarily to do with Prey itself. It actually has more to do with Monster Men. Now see, if you've read Batman and the Monster Men, done by Matt Wagner, he tries to play that off as the first encounter between Hugo Strange and Batman. That's the first error. This should technically be the first encounter because this came out first. In addition to that, this has a sequel supporting this graphic novel. So Monster Men is kind of up in the air. However, in Monster Men, Hugo Strange and Batman never actually encounter each other directly. So one could say that happens and then Prey happens. So Prey is the first official face-to-face confrontation where Monster Man first introduces Hugo Strange. There's kind of a confusion with that. The second thing is in Monster Man, Hugo Strange is an athlete, where in Batman and Prey, Hugo Strange is not really an athlete at all. However, that's just a minor thing. Both of them can kind of still be kept in continuity if you play around with it. Really, this is probably the stronger of the two being in continuity, but that's the only problem I can see. The story itself is a great story. It has a little bit of everything in there for everyone. The only other bad I can think about is Catwoman. She has no purpose in this. They kind of promote Catwoman in this book, but I mean, you can take Catwoman out and it won't affect the book at all. Catwoman's only real participation is at the last fight, and that's really not much of a participation. She just kind of whips the sword out of her way. So, on the whole, Catwoman really wasn't necessary. That and she kind of looks ugly sometimes. I mean, the way that she was drawn was kind of manly. So, but besides those two small points, Batman Prey is a solid Batman story. It's very enjoyable. And it is definitely one of the better of the Legend of Dark Knight series. I don't think it's quite as good as Shaman, but it's still up there as one of the better ones. It's better than Venom, it's better than Gothic, it's better than Snow, it's better than most of them. The only reason why I would not recommend this to people is price. Now, if you find this in store, you're going to pay a cover price of $12.95. That's good. That's fantastic for this book. Get it. If you see it in store, get it. However, online they're charging $35 at minimum. So if you want to get this book in trade online, you're going to have extra money. And I don't think it's that good enough to have to pay that much for this book. So I do recommend this book highly, but only if you can find it in stores. I would not go out of your way for it. And if you don't want to get it online and you can't find it in stores, just know that you always have Monster Man. You can kind of just use that to fill the void. But if you do see this in stores, and whether or not you want to get it or not, I still recommend picking up. It has some great fight scenes, a good story, and Hugo Strange is a fun villain that I think everyone will enjoy. So with that said, I'm going to end the review here. Batman Prey, great story, crappy price. Pick it up anyways if you see it in stores, but not if you see it online. This is Andrew saying, peace out for now.